So the scene starts with these two walking in the hallway. This guy is injured, while this dude, Rama, is helping him to a room where he thinks he can get him help. This whole building wants to kill these two because their whole team of officers came to raid it. Most of the officers are dead already after a huge firefight that happened a little bit before this. And Rama's a rookie in the police squad, so these two are pretty much wandering defenseless in a building full of people that want to kill him. Thus, first off, a man runs at him while Rama's holding his friend up, has a police baton in his right hand and a knife in his left hand. He blocks the machete with the baton covering his whole arm, which he swings around to hit him in the face and cut his leg. See, he cuts the back of the knee here. I'll explain why he does that in a second, but it's similar to why there are scenes in other action movies like Man from Nowhere or Extraction 2 where they cut at the arms instead of the vital organs. Next guy comes and Rama blocks his pipe with his forearm, then brings his leg up with the baton to slice through it. Okay, he knows how to use this baton in every way possible to his advantage. A defensive weapon, an offensive weapon, and a tool for leverage. Whether that's over limbs, necks, whatever. The slice through the leg is again what he did with the first guy, and I'll explain why in a minute. Next thing he does is he spins out into the next guy. This spin is the first of many on how Rama is able to navigate multiple attackers from all angles. He blocks the swing of this machete by actually passing it to the right and hooking the limb with the knife he's holding. He hits his stomach, both knees, then pulls his leg up to knock him over. He spins back out, grabs this guy with the handle of the baton, and stabs him in the neck once. As the next guy comes, you can see he's holding the baton like a shield for his arm again, like Brad Pitt does with a magazine in World War Z. He blocks with it, spins it out as he blocks the machete again, then hits the point into this guy's stomach. Okay, this part's going to blow your mind. The next guy swings his machete, but Rama blocks it with his other arm with the knife. See here, he's holding the knife. He then puts down the blunt side of the machete with his hand, hitting him in the chest and slicing through his neck. Next, he passes the machete in a counterclockwise motion. There's real application to this, especially with weapons. A stab and a spinning hook kick. He blocks again, then blocks both of these guys' machetes, one with the baton, one with the knife. Baton, baton, spin and stab this guy in the stomach. Steps back, blocks the wrist while hooking the limb with an ice pick grip on the knife, just like he did a second ago. This technique is super cool because it's like a sickle essentially, holding a knife and curling your wrist downward to trap the wrist. And if the knife is double-edged, you can cut at his wrist at the same time you're trapping his weapon arm. There's many things you can do for extra defense and offense with a move like this. Also, before he did that, he swung the baton around at his head before chambering it back into defensive mode before he decides to swing again. Offense, defense. Next, he passed the arm downward, slices up his torso before hitting the butt of the baton into his throat. Next guy comes, and as he runs at him, look at what Rama's doing. I'm gonna call these windmill arms. I guarantee there's a real term for this. Don't know what it is. He does this before every single attack. Every single one. Why? This is a defensive technique he uses to make himself unpredictable, parry strikes, and basically set himself up for success before entry into close quarters combat. You can see how before every attack he uses it to enter seamlessly into defense. Here he blocks the forearm and pulls down to disarm this guy. Now he's able to slice his cheek and use that rotational momentum to heel kick the back of his knee. He loves kicking the back of the knee. I'm gonna call this the Rama staple. See, his goal doesn't have to be to kill everyone. It's just put them on the ground so he can fight the next person one-on-one. The martial art this movie's using, for the most part, is silat. And that's what the martial art is. It's quick, brutal, and efficient. Boom, boom, boom. Knock him down, boom, next person. Stab in the throat, boom, next person. Next guy comes, windmill. And see how it works? It's like wax on, wax off, or sand the floor, or collie passing of the arm, or whatever term you're most inclined to call it. He uses circular motions for when an attack comes in, he can immediately parry it, and his attacker is unable to tell what exactly he's going to do because it looks unpredictable. These are real techniques that are simple but effective, especially for knife defense, which is a lot of what silat and collie are about. Next guy swings and he dodges under, hits him, then stabs the back of the knee, then hits the butt of the baton in his face, just like he did to the guy's throat. The reason he's going for the back of the knee is twofold. If he kicks the back of the knee like he does here, he can hit the tibial nerve, which is very close to the surface of the skin. Bang, hit that and your knee may go numb, feel shocked, and buckle. That's temporary, but when he stabs the back of the knee, that tibial nerve is gone, which is permanent and immediate damage. Parts of your leg will be paralyzed immediately. That's the game here, immediate incapacitation, like I was saying before. Whether Rama wants to kill these guys or not, a stab in the torso doesn't stop someone immediately. It may take a few seconds or a few minutes. Slicing the arm destroys grip, the legs the ability to stand, done in an instant. Now the hit with the baton, he's able to use it so efficiently because in silat, they use the Toya and the Tomcat to train with. So he's able to spin it, hit it, whatever, very efficiently. Like the next guy, he blocks another machete holding it across his arm defensively. Checks his kick with it, which would hurt. Shin to baton? Jeez. Then goes behind the other leg and takes him down. Then, he stabs above or through his kneecap, disabling that leg completely. Boom. Quick and efficient. Again, block the machete, but he actually puts a blow in Rama's arm, making him drop the baton. This is the exact same mechanism as a kick to the back of the leg, except even better. Blows to the arm shock the arm, making him numb, tingle, and taking away your grip strength momentarily. This is because of the nerve bundle called the brachial plexus. I've talked about this a lot before. He elbows Rama, but Rama blocks the swing at the wrist, hits the solar plexus likely, and then controls the weapon arm by grabbing it, spinning underneath it to get out of danger from it, and uses the knife ice pick grip to stab this guy in the torso, then knee him back. What a beautiful combination. A very similar combination happens later. He goes to stab this guy. This guy's like, no, but he gets a stab off anyway. Now this guy grabs him like this, and I want you to pay very close attention here. He uses his hands to push Rama's head down. What do you think he should do right here? I'll have Boss Rutan explain it from here.
He puts it on and he pulls my head forward. It's difficult for me to go back. See, I cannot go back. I grab my hands together. I push up like this.
And what does Rama do? The exact same thing.
I push up like this.
Right, now go get someone you know, your friend, your grandma, and have them hold your head down like this. Then try to push back with your head, then with your arms. It actually works. See my point? There's real stuff in these movies. Real martial arts. Real techniques. Why? Because fight choreographers in action movies know martial arts. Why do they have to know how to fight to be able to choreograph it? So they can make it look real. How do they make it look real? By using real moves. Some movies are really realistic, and some movies star Jason Statham.
What you want? Your life. I was thinking about taking it.
But you should understand my point by now. This movie's an even specialer case too, because the actors are the choreographers, because they are masters in silat, which is why these scenes are that dang good. Now Boss Rutan steps to the side, picks him up, and falls on him. That's his plan. But Rama elbows him until the guy moves to the side for him, because he's like, ow, stop elbowing me. Once he's moved to the side of Rama, he no longer has the strength over his head, and Rama has an opening to grab his head and throw him over his shoulder. Bang. Then he takes his arm and breaks it and kicks him in the face. Check this out. This is the leg you put in the air when your arm breaks. Next guys come. Check out the spin and the windmill. Then check this out. Whoop, replay. You see, when it comes to really skilled fighters facing off, they just have a lot of ways to mask what their next move is going to be. A feint and a feint and a feint. He dodges Rama by spinning and trying to elbow him, but then that gets blocked. So his dodge was turned into an attack. Then Rama has him in this grip right here. This is where you literally control him, because he has 2 leverage points on this arm where he can apply more and more pressure, essentially locking up his elbow joint, if he did it right, which he kinda does, and is able to knee him in the face. Orange shirt runs into him and Okay, rewind. Bottom right, bottom left, top right, top left, block, 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 punch to the solar plexus, then bang. Bang, 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 bang. How he's able to block everything? Choreography. How they're able to move so fast? Dude, I don't know. Like, this punch to the solar plexus is blink and you'll miss it. Remember, I'm slowing stuff down to actually see what's happening. In real time, they move with insane speed. It's gotta be that everyone is so wiry, meaning they're super light. Some of these dudes are skin and bone, and none of these fight scenes are sped up. So these guys are like lightning. So, this whole fight scene has shown a bunch of different things. When trained well with a baton or something like it, you could fling it around, hit with it, protect your arm, employ blocks. There's a lot of things Rama does with just a baton, and it also looks super cool when he does it. Now, he also uses knives in more ways than for stabbing, like holding it down his arm with the ice pick grip to block this machete, similarly to the baton, or trapping people's limbs between his arm and his knife. A simple knife can be used for defense in lots of ways. The biggest thing I noticed in his defense though was the windmill. Before every single attack, even for just a tiny bit, he swings his arms around. Important to note, he makes sure to do this with an inward motion. The same goes for
Sand the floor.
His right arm is counterclockwise, and his left arm is clockwise. Why that is better to explain in the fight versus the Machete Gang. So Rama's wandering the hallway. Why? Go watch the movie. This guy steps out laughing, then looks at him like, wait a minute. And Rama actually runs, because he's way outmatched. Yes, we just saw he can throw down a little, but he's the one being attacked by everyone in this building, not the other way around. This changes in a second. This guy catches up to him, so Rama gets into it with him and ends up against the wall like this. Like I said in my last video, not much you can do here except elbow his back, and also knee him like Rama does. Then, the Machete Gang runs in and, oh, that's a screenshot. He also makes funny facial expressions throughout the whole movie. Then he throws this guy. What the flip? He runs down the hallway when a door is locked. Here's the best part of this scene. He does this. Why is this so significant? This is like what I talked about in my Taken video, where he flips a switch. He went from being the hunted, the prey, to deciding to be the hunter. Here he's afraid, running away, but here he chooses anger instead. He chooses to be the predator, whereas before he was forced into it. Therefore, first he elbows the ribs, then spins while windmilling to push the next guy past him. He also elbows him to push him further. I mean, look at that. Talk about smooth. Then a forearm to the throat. What is there to say? You guys already know I like throat chops. He catches the wrist, then what in the world? First off, this is some spoinky oinky movement. Second off, you can see these actors have crazy leg strength and agility. It takes a lot of force to move the legs laterally like this at this speed. These guys' abductors and adductors are insanely strong. This is something you really should think about working on to enhance your fighting abilities, but also to enhance your life overall. Rama scraps a little, then this guy goes to stab him like this, where Rama dodges it. This frame literally is like, there's no way he doesn't get stabbed. Obviously it's a movie, but Rama stays very, very vigilant, paying extremely close attention, not panicking, and reacting in an instant. Rama then heel kick to the back of the knee. Man, he loves to do that to knock him down. Then Rama windmills, and this guy gets on top of him, and Rama dodges this. Yeah, right, pal. I'll call BS on this one. Then Rama gets dragged, and before this guy can machete his leg, he flips his whole body to, wow. Holy moly, that was 5 kicks. He's hitting the knees on the side, which causes them to immediately buckle, giving him time to get up and recover. This is a good weak point in the body. Hitting at the side of the knees to make them buckle is a great way for you to open space for you to run away or open you up to deliver an even better strike. Then, this guy swings a machete on him, and yes, he blocks it, but he actually traps it and puts his arm in another leverage point for him to disarm easily and also slam his head on the ground. Complete control, elbow as the fulcrum, a million possibilities. Exact same thing he did earlier. Man from Nowhere did this. Are you starting to get it? He takes the machete and windmills the wrist, gets his machete blocked, but then again, boom, kicks the back of the knee. Knock him down, move on. Next guy, same thing. Then he pulls back to this guy, parries the... Wait a minute, did you see that? See that right there? He rotated the machete from a neutral or a hammer grip to an ice pick grip in the middle of this transition. Now, why does he do that? He's a skilled fighter, so he knows that different grips for knives are necessary for different ranges or situations of combat. He favors the ice pick grip because this is a cramped hallway where blades are flying very closely. So an ice pick grip offers less range, but it offers more strength, and most importantly, it can be used defensively, whether it's with hooking to redirect, trap, or disarm, or to shield his arm so he can employ blocks. Rama has done both of these. Thus, that's why he prefers the ice pick grip with all the blades he's used so far. The attention to detail in this movie again is so insane because these actors grew up learning this. They learned to fight first and they acted second. So Rama uses that grip change to parry this machete incoming. Elbows, but this guy blocks it, swings back and cuts his cheek. Then he goes to strike downward with the machete but gets held back. This form right here is where there's more strength to the ice pick grip, but there's less range with the machete. Rama slams this dude's head on the floor. Doing this, you always want to aim for hurting the nose. Same for headbutts. You want to hit the nose. Then, he blocks the wrist with his foot. Nut shot, move on. Next guy machetes at his hand, stopping him from going for it, and watch how Rama dodges. Fluid, smooth, clean. A hasty fallback because it was at the last second, and he could have abruptly fallen on his butt, but he kept the momentum by rolling backward, dodging another dude's swing. Now, Rama sees he's being 2-on-1'd, and he windmills and spins back, ducking his head, staying low, and bouncing from person to person. So essentially, the windmill of his arms serves as a continuous circular shield. It's defensive and offensive. It sweeps opponents' attacks off the center line. It also then allows the other incoming arm to deliver a strike. Why he rotates inward instead of outward is because it actually is pulling his opponents in. Because you're not only trying to block throws, but you're trying to redirect the momentum your opponent is attacking with. See here, he could block with his left hand where the direction of energy is the opposite. Or he could just rotate his right arm down and use the same direction of energy, just moving it out of the way. It brings the opponent in a more compromised position with an outstretched limb where you can quarter and flank them. Get control of their limb for joint locks, disarms, whatever. There's a million options. I could talk about it for hours. So that's a specific example. So Rama's delivering blows over and over and over. Right here is where I thought there was finally a mistake. You can see Rama gets hit in the arm with the sharp machete. Then I looked back and realized no, his foot actually stopped the arm. There's always a part of your body available. Then Rama throws him through the door, beats on this guy before an unusually wide jump back to put his throat on these spikes. Windmill. Then he blocks a swing down and actually speed bags his face. Then a blow to the traps makes him drop the machete. There's two things this could be. Either the brachial plexus again, or the spinal accessory nerve, or the cranial nerve. There's many names. Whatever. The brachial plexus runs down from the neck underneath the collarbone, then down your arm. The spinal accessory nerve is right here and very close to the skin. Blunt force to both can make your grip much weaker. Rama then front flips him onto a table, then blocks the next dude 3 times before delivering a strike back. Then he takes the momentum of this swing and throws him on the stove. Brawls with this guy, then boxes a little with this dude. He throws an elbow, and Rama slows it down like this. He puts Rama down with leverage on his arm. Rama wraps his feet around his neck, leverage. Then after a sec, actually gets flipped over on the ground. You can see in his face, he's like, my nose.
Nose.
They screw around a little more, then Rama's choking him out, and he flips his arm around, but then just lets go. Idiot! The joint lock is here. He could have pressed it more and Rama would be locked up and in control. In fast moving action, with people who are experienced, it's very hard to get a good grip on certain joints. But once you do, man, you have all the power. Then, Rama gets thrown across the room, and here's the absolute best part. He misses the swing 3 times, then Rama closes in to block the swing. See, his whole body's vulnerable here, so he elbows him, then the side of his leg, dead leg, then the back of the knee, the Rama staple. Knocks him down, then a punch to the back of the neck. Watch that back. That was art. Very smooth. The hit to the back of the neck here is a rabbit punch, and he can do a lot of damage. There's a lot of vital stuff at the back of the head and the neck. Rama then Jason Bournes the heck out of this guy, and the fight has concluded. So yeah, that is the end of the video. He uses the baton and knife strategically. He kicks the back of the knee. He's vigilant. And my favorite thing he does is the windmill. It's super cool to watch, and it's got real life application. So the scene starts with this guy, Mad Dog, holding this guy, Jaka, at gunpoint. He's doing this because in this movie, Mad Dog is a guard for the owner of this building that these officers are raiding. Jaka's the leader of this police force, and Mad Dog caught Jaka off guard and now has him trapped in this room. Mad Dog had a gun on him and then set it down in monologues about a gun being too quick, like ordering takeout. He prefers to use his hands. He makes it harder on himself on purpose. Then he pauses for a second and it starts. He jumps up flying at him with an elbow and BAM! A kick to the side of the knee. MCL gone. Rama did this a lot, except more of the back of the knee. Then a kick to the side of the head before kicking him back. I want to set this precedent now. Mad Dog, Yayan Ruhian, amazing kicks. Absolute master at every level of kick in Silat. Watch. He kicks the elbow, the side, then at the head again. Heel back before finally landing one. Think of the strength, flexibility, and balance needed to do something like this. It takes a lot of training, but it's very achievable. This guy is just elite at it. Now at the same time, Jaka is elite at the dodges and blocks. Throughout this fight, his evasion is at elite levels. Though he's very good at it, it means he's rarely on the offensive because Mad Dog is so aggressive. Jaka kicks at him and Mad Dog pushes off the leg, thereby blocking it, and then spinning into a back fist which Jaka dodges, continuing the momentum into a punch where Jaka transfers it and boom! Jaka's actor, Joe Taslim, knows extensive judo from a young age, and he was trained in Silat for this movie, but you can see they implement his judo abilities throughout this fight. Mad Dog shoves a kick back, then throws a punch that Jaka parries with his left hand, then carries it further with his right hand. Mad Dog takes that right hand and holds it down, throwing another punch, but actually takes that block and wraps it down to open up the body for multiple blows. I like that wrap. Good for trapping limbs. Jaka runs him back, and Mad Dog elbows him at his back. Rama did this. Chris Hemsworth did this. It's really all you can do when someone's below you holding you like this. Jaka throws him back and onto the ground before charging at him again. Then Mad Dog transfers the fall into a roll and dodges Jaka's knee, kicks him, and then holds his face against the wall with a high kick. Again, Mad Dog has insane leg strength, adductors, abductors, balance, technique, etc. Jaka is able to take that leg though and throw him into this cabinet. Jaka then gets him in a rear naked choke and stop. What do you think Mad Dog should do in this situation? I'll let Boss Rutan take it from here.
Kick to the leg, heel to the groin. This, I'll come back with a headbutt.
Mad Dog elbows him a few times before being able to get out of it. What Boss Rutan is saying is to use your legs to hit his knee, heel to the balls, or a headbutt
to the side.
Elbowing isn't as plausible because you can't generate as much force when you're in this situation.
A lot of people think going to the side, what we see in the movies.
Hey, wait! This is a movie!
But there is no power in this because you cannot create any distance.
Yes, even though this is the raid, parts of these fight scenes are unrealistic or could be done a little bit better. So, if you're Mad Dog in this scenario, you could waste your time and energy on elbowing. Remember, it takes 5 to 10 seconds to choke someone unconscious. Or you could increase your chances by flinging yourself down, give it a headbutt,
heel to the heel.
Whatever. But remember, you're being choked out from someone behind you. You are not in the driver's seat here. It's not like everything's gonna work but you gotta try. After Mad Dog double knees him in the face, he runs into the wall, backflipping off of it, holding his arm the whole time, performing a joint lock on the arm. First off, look at how easy this backflip looked. He has insane agility and complete spatial awareness. Next, this is a very creative way to perform a joint lock. Mad Dog, or in this situation, Mad Doofus, just drops the hand just like this dude from the Machete Gang fight. This is because the movies know that a joint lock would end the fight. You gain complete control over someone. They're very hard to do in fast-moving action like this because people aren't just going to let you grab their wrist and bend it the wrong way. But when you're able to get it, boom, it's over. That's why joint locks are really good for bar scenarios or fighting people that don't know how to fight, because you can very subtly and very easily take a joint and bend it the wrong way. You can still inflict pain via the joints. Mad Dog kicks the back of his knee. If you saw my last video, you know this is the Rama staple. Then he propels off the wall to do a devious knee to the face. That is just brutal. They keep brawling. Then he punches the inside of his knee. Now his LCL is done. They get to this point where Jaka is choking him out, and they're both making these animal struggling noises. This scene is doing so well at showing the brutality and exhaustion from two people doing their absolute hardest to kill each other. Mad Dog gives him off with his leg. When someone's on top of you like this, you use your hips to give yourself space to get out, throw them off, etc. Jaka dodges a front kick and a hook kick. Block, block. Pass around, opening up this space for Jaka to elbow, but he gets stopped, where he then grabs at the neck. Mad Dog slips under it, drops a few blows before another hit to the side of the knee. LCL. Inside of the knee is the Mad Dog staple. He rolls him over, a few more kicks blocked, and Jaka brings his leg in to twist him over onto the ground. He crawls on him, where Mad Dog elbows him in the head. Here, this is more smart, because he's grounded and he can get more power. But he could also have done a headbutt. He rolls out, and Mad Dog kicks at him 3 times. This fight is like yin and yang. Mad Dog is super aggressively attacking, while Jaka is insane at dodging and blocking. They complement each other really well. Jaka gets kneed in the face for the 100th time before he attempts his first high kick, which Mad Dog passes around his head, putting Jaka in a very, very vulnerable position. He tried to stand up, but Mad Dog clamps that tibial nerve into a deep depression. And watch this. He whips his body clockwise around Jaka to deliver a supercharged knee to the face. Bam! Jaka lays on the floor, gripping his nose. Mad Dog looks to the sky, relishing in this moment. Look at him. He's an absolute animal. He throws him down, drags him up, and kills him. Then he just stands there. This scene is just, wow. It's so good. You gotta go watch this movie. By the way, Jaka caught like 50 knees to the face in this entire fight. It has me thinking, I mean, it's a knee. It's super hard. I mean, just like an elbow, but like 10 times more powerful. His nose should have been broken after the first knee. My favorite part about this fight scene, along with the other scenes in this movie, is just how fast it is. Like I was saying with Mad Dog, he's so agile and quick. But the scene with the fastest moves, literal eye candy to watch, is the fight in the Narcotics lab. It starts with a guy spotting these two. He shoots at them, but Rama's right there to grab his wrist and throw him over the ledge. By the way, when you watch this movie, because you will, the music during this scene is so good. Then it cuts to the Narcotics lab where this guy is being thrown into a pile of trash to start it off. Rama starts windmilling, and before everything starts, if I could explain this whole fight in one word, especially near the end of it, the word would be speed. All the fighting in this movie is with speed, but this fight specifically stands out to me in that respect. He parries the first guy's punch and maybe throat chops him twice, or 2 odd palm strikes, not sure, but his hand is in a C shape if it's a throat chop. When going for the throat, the idea is to collapse the trachea to momentarily but completely stop your opponent. So from different angles of them, there's a C shape of the hand, chopping with the owner's side, then chopping with the thumb tucked in. That's the idea, but they can still kill.
Make sure it is a life or death situation, because you can crack the tracheal rings and somebody could die.
Don't throat chop the high school bully, throat chop the kidnapper.
I'm here talking to this guy, he starts talking bad about my wife or something.
Well, that's a little extreme. Double side note, learn not to let words affect your behavior. Rama parries another punch and bam! Owner side throat chop. At this angle he's chopping at it, it's more likely to hit his chin. Better to come up at like a 45-degree angle.
Whatever strength you're using, you're coming up because you don't want to hit their chin.
Then Rama spins clockwise onto his knee to sweep this guy's legs out. Beautiful. Then a guy is tackling him. What can Rama do? Exactly, elbowing and kneeing. It cuts to this guy, and this dude's actually gnarly. I love this character. He kicks the top of his knee, sliding it back, and if you hit the top of the knee like this, it is really painful. Smooth transition to the next dude, and he punches the side of his neck, then picks him up by the neck and slams him down. First off, don't give this stunt dude an Oscar. And second, picking him up like this is honestly not that far off. Like I said in my last video, everyone in these scenes is skin and bones. So with the right momentum, this dude's for sure light enough to get picked up and dropped like this.
For sure.
He checks the next guy's kick with his shin, using that spin to punch him, then heals his face. Yeah, I like this character. We see the old guy. Don't really care. Rama blocks a bunch of hands, then hits the solar plexus. That's a common thing he does. Then he dodges under a kick, blocks the next one, simultaneously kicking the other leg out from under him, then spin kicks him in the face. I'll talk more about this when I go over the final fight versus Mad Dog, but the rotational themes in C-Lot are what make it so satisfying to watch and so brutal in real life. These guys move like water. He catches the next dude's kick, goes under it, then throws him in the wall. First off, parallels. Mad Dog passing a kick over and getting thrown into a cabinet. Second off, throughout this whole movie, people are just eating kicks like it's no big deal. To the body, to the arms, catching them. Kicks are insanely powerful and painful, especially if it's coming from anyone in this movie. We go back to the gnarly dude, and they get close, so he elbows him. Perfect. Then he spins him like this. Liam Neeson did this. Ben Affleck did this. I said I didn't know the name of the move. I got several comments giving me a different name for it each time. A clock throw, a Pooter Kapala. Same thing with the windmill. There's multiple names for it. So to make things easier, I just gave it my own name. This is C-Lot. So this move is a Pooter Kapala, but it's a little different each time. And in other martial arts, a Pooter Kapala or very similar move has a different name. I am going to call it a Pooter Kapala though. So he does that and throws him over his shoulder just by holding his head. Very, very brutal. Dodges the next dude's punch before a torrential kick to the torso. Tyler Rake style. I like it. Then he throws the next dude who's running at him on a table into a filing cabinet. Cut back to Rama, windmilling. Now, the dude coming at him has a knife. He passes the arm left, then grabs the arm to palm strike his chest, kick the back of his knee, the Rama staple, then bends the knife into the back of his neck / his trap. He disarms the knife, and look at what he does. He switches the grip to an ice pick grip, exactly like he did in the fight scene versus the machete gang. Rama loves the ice pick grip. You can watch my last video on why he does this. Rama slices across his arm. I've spoken about this countless times. Man from Nowhere did this. Slicing the arms to destroy the grip of your opponent by slicing tendons, the brachial plexus, etc. It's immediate incapacitation of their limbs. He then slices 4 times. Stomach, leg, neck. Then he stabs the back of both of these guys' necks. With knives, Rama tends to stab in the back of the neck or the trap area. Rama goes to stab, but he gets blocked. Then he uses his forearm to stop the incoming knife. They fling out, and this guy pump fakes Rama with the knife and kicks at him multiple times. Knocks Rama down with the knees. He's getting a taste of his own medicine. Then he stops the knife by crossing his arms. He swings it to the side, and this next sequence is beautiful. First, I want you to pay attention and see how he's able to disarm the knife. So he blocked and passed the weapon arm in, then does the same thing. Then again redirects the arm inwardly. This is the mechanic of the windmill I talked about last video. Spinning the arms inward to pull the opponent in as a defensive move, but to then counter offensively. And what's his counter? Slicing the arm. Immediately takes his grip away on the weapon. Boom! Rama does this in a blink and you'll miss it motion. And it's the exact right move to make. Then he stabs his stomach, screenshot, spins him around, Pooter Kapala, and slices his neck. He did a very similar finishing blow earlier. Then the gnarly guy sprinting at this dude, takes him down and pulls his face into the bottom of this table. This is so feral. I can see how fast he's going, the rage he has with the ferocity in his actions. He gets hit with a trash bin and barrels through it like an unstoppable force. He's gnarly. I love it. He checks a kick and then hits the other knee so quickly. LCL gone. Then this guy blocks his kick and jumps up, hesitates before a front kick. These two are skilled, and we're starting to get into a feint in a feint in a feint territory now. This guy parries a punch and uses that momentum to spin into a back fist, which this guy dodges by spinning into a high kick, which he then continues that spin to another kick. Wow, this is cinema. The circular and spinning techniques of C-Lot is called Galek. But again, like I said earlier, I'll delve deeper into that on the final fight scene. Then this guy redirects this punch by getting out of the way and uses his left arm to sand the floor. Then a couple hits and a triple elbow are enough to put him down. He then walks, looking for his next prey. I would too if I were this guy. A guy goes for a kick, which he picks up and lands him on his neck, and actually snaps it with his foot. Okay, this next part is the absolute best part of the whole fight scene. This is where you need to envision true speed. Rama runs up onto this table and sprints across it. This next dude vaults the table like it's nothing and keeps moving like a lightning bolt. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He goes to slide tackle Rama on a table of what seems like cocaine. This might be where the speed's coming from. Rama flies over him, and this guy spins to kick him in the face. He uses that spin to stand himself up. Side kick stopped, front kick put down, and whoa. Okay, he put both hands down with the windmill motion, got his punch taken where he pulls it back and forth, getting a grip on the wrist. Looks like he's trying to go for a wrist lock, but Rama gets out of it. Then a back fist, 2 more back fists. Rama blocks 2 punches and then punches the inside of his arm. Boom! Brachial plexus. Shocks the arm, painful, can't use your grip. After further analysis, I think he just hits him in the torso. Or maybe the armpit. I could say the solar plexus, since he does that a lot. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Rama throws him down on the table, kicks over his head, and transfers that into a spinning heel kick. But he gets caught. What do you think's gonna happen now? He's gonna get Mad Dog. So he gets thrown down. His arms aren't windmilling, but his head is still doing that side to side thing he does. Rama kicks at his knees to break them down and kicks him back. This guy throws a tray as if it's going to do anything. Rama windmills, gets his punch blocked by both of this guy's hands, so he grabs the back of his neck to slam his own hands into his face. This is very subtle, but as he's pushing him back, he does a shin scrape. Shin scrapes are very painful. They're just another part of the body that you can use as a pain point in self-defense. He dodges a kick, but gets kicked back. Rama windmills, then blocks every punch with his right hand. A parry, a block, a hit downward, puts his hand behind his head, likely going for a Pucher Kapala, but he gets out of it and catches this arm up here, where this guy thrusts it downward, seemingly locking up Rama's wrist and elbow because of the pain in Rama's face, and there's actually a bone crack sound effect that plays. Bunch of punching and blocking. Rama lands a punch, a kick to the stomach, 2 punches, then windmills into a spinning back heel leg sweep, completely dropping this guy. Wow. I'd like 1 round of applause for that fight scene. Good fight scene. The speed, the choreography. Alright, I'm gonna get real for a moment. If you take away the aspect of action movies where you can learn from them, you can enjoy the story, the characters, the cinematography, whatever. When you take all of that away, at the very least, if you have an understanding of self-defense and martial arts, you can appreciate these movies so much better. It's literally appreciating art. Because a fight scene that goes as quick as this, even the trained eye misses stuff. But to the untrained eye, some fight scenes are like, yeah, they look cool, but that's about it. But once you understand it, you can appreciate it so much more. I think The Raid is so good at that because the untrained eye is able to appreciate it a lot. But when you actually look into it, when you slow it down, when you understand the choreography, you realize just how great it actually is. Because it's good. Like, it's really good. I love it. I genuinely love it. So yeah, movie makers, directors, take notes. Hire some real martial artists as your actors for your action movie. Something I really appreciate about this movie, not just the action, is how dirty and hot it looks. Like, this building must reek because everything looks disgusting and everyone is wearing baggy clothes and sweating profusely through them. And Mad Dog's hair and shirt being drenched after fighting Jaka, man, it looks real. It adds to the exhaustion of all this fighting. It's awesome. So the scene starts with Mad Dog torturing this dude, hung by chains, just being punched in the stomach, over and over and over and over. Rama sees this and steps in. And before this fight scene starts, I want to set this precedent that this is arguably one of the greatest fight scenes that exists. John Wick? Nope. The Furious? Recency bias. The Raid 2? Okay, you got me there. But given the context of this entire movie, its budget, and where it was made, very few other action scenes can contend with the caliber that this scene is at. And honestly, you don't hear people really talking about it much. And you'll see soon enough why they should. Right, so Rama sees Mad Dog torturing Andy and steps in. Look at these shots. These look very cool. No words said. Mad Dog turns around very slowly. Very coldly he does this. Watch how he turns. From bottom to top, he turns synchronously and slowly. He lets the chains loose so Rama can free him from the handcuffs. And Mad Dog just stares. Watches. Man, I really like this character. And this actor. You'd think from photos of him he's a silly old guy, but he can really put on an intimidating performance. So he parts the two of these guys like the Red Sea. They all get situated into a fighting stance, and then they start. Hold on. Just real quick. Rama walking in with this look on his face is all Mad Dog needed to know that they were going to fight him. Not only that, Instead of taking his advantage and fighting Rama while Andy is chained up, he lets him out so they can both fight him 2-on-1 because he wants to challenge himself. What a character. Same thing whenever he put the gun down. Anybody was. At the beginning of the film, he got called a mad dog, a maniac of feet and fists that would tear the walls down for his boss. Also, with no words spoken the whole time and parting the two of them so he can get in the middle, man, this movie's good. So they get situated and... Whoa, alright, what's happening here? So he blocked both their kicks and turned his dodge of Andy into a kick at Rama. If you watched my first video on the raid, you would know what Rama's doing right here. The windmill. Mad Dog parries Andy's punch and drives a punch in his liver. This should be common knowledge, like to everyone, but a blow to the liver genuinely shuts the body down. There's a science involving the parasympathetic nervous system and the vagus nerve, whatever, but the point is you can genuinely lose voluntary control of your limbs when you're hit in the liver. So then he wraps Andy's arm around his own neck, then grabs it with the other hand and spins about like this is salsa or something. Then Mad Dog blocks Rama's kick and immediately does a spinning back kick. Again, Mad Dog is insanely agile. Everyone in this movie moves like lightning bolts, but Mad Dog especially. Then the fight turns into the 2-on-1. Rama actually kicks at Mad Dog's leg, but he pulls his leg up, dodging him. Andy then dodges his kick after he just domed Rama in the face. Think about the flexibility he has to do something like this. Andy kicks him and Mad Dog immediately recovers by blocking Andy's kick and using that force to do a high kick on Rama. Literally checked a kick defensively so he could propel it into an offensive kick. Crazy. Then Mad Dog does a 3.360 move on him. He's spinning counterclockwise. He blocks his punch, elbows him, and spins kicking him in the face. Jeet Kune Do, be like water. Attacking the opponent as they are launching their own offense. Really, you can see this philosophy throughout this entire movie, but this combo right here stuck out to me. Then, same thing. Rama goes for a punch, and Mad Dog closes in, turns counterclockwise, trapping the arm and shoulder to continue the momentum into a throw onto the ground. Be like water. Attacking the opponent as they are launching their own offense. This is the same move that Jaka pulled earlier. This grip over an arm you can tell is very stable. That's why this throw is so easy, because once you have the arm pulled in this far, the opponent's already off balanced. Kazushi. So yeah, Rama gets tossed down, then Andy's coming back and oh my gosh! Whoa. Alright, back up. Mad Dog killed all momentum for Andy and held his leg up higher while sweeping the other leg. This is kind of like when Jaka went for a kick and Mad Dog passed it over his head. By this I mean Mad Dog clearly is the kicking aficionado, but also his defense against kicks is very class. Then he kicks the man, while he's down by the way, and Rama flies over Andy, kicking Mad Dog back. Then does 2 kicks, same leg, again, abductor strength. He's windmilling by the way, very subtly. Mad Dog kind of does too. Then Rama whoosh, and sweeps Mad Dog's leg. Smooth. Okay, this goes for spinning hook kicks as well, but notice how Rama does this leg sweep. He spins his head and upper torso as quick as possible to see where he's aiming. You can look at Uriah Hall. He has lethal kicking abilities. His shoulders and head spin first to see where he's aiming, but not only that, it creates like a spring in his body that his legs have to catch up to, creating insane momentum and force. Rama does the same thing. Mad Dog does the same thing. That's the technique, to make your upper body spin first so you can aim and create so much more power. If your leg is spinning before your upper body, you lose all the power.
If I go like this, then my leg goes first, then it takes away all the power.
Then Rama kicks him in the side where Mad Dog just eats it. Not much he could have done though. Rama parries Mad Dog's front kick, tries to grab it, but Mad Dog wiggles out, so Rama kicks him. And from that kick, it automatically transitions Mad Dog into brawling with Andy again. Okay, I'm going to make a comparison. The fighting in this movie, especially this scene, is the same as the cinematography of the Extraction movies. Think about it. If you haven't seen Extraction 1 or 2, they're known for having a fight scene that has no visible cuts, called a oneer, and it just looks like one take. Meaning, in the camera work of those movies, everything flows from one thing to another. There's no cuts, no different angles of the same shot, it all flows continuously. Similarly, the fighting in this movie is the same. Everything flows from one thing to the other. They redirect energy and rarely take breaks mid-fight. Like here, he's spinning counterclockwise, hitting Andy, then keeps that spin to take down Rama. Then Andy comes back where he sweeps his leg, then right after Rama jumps at him on and on and on. The whole fight isn't exactly one thing after another, boom, boom, boom. It's just one continuous boom, if that made any sense.
For sure.
One long piece of action, No breaks, no sudden moments, just everything flows to the next thing, just like the Extraction one-take scenes. This fight scene is genuinely a work of art. So Rama kicked him, he spun out and started on Andy. He dodges 2 punches before tripping Andy over his leg. Did you just see that? Exactly what I was just saying. Rama kicks him into the fight with Andy, where he bobs and weaves 2 punches, knees him in the stomach, and flops him on his back. This move right here is very basic. Anyone can learn this. Off balance your opponent, kazushi, by pushing their upper body, simultaneously putting your leg behind theirs, then just take them down. You're essentially tripping them. But this one's insane. Check out that airtime, man. Also, here's a creepy freeze frame of Andy. Mad Dog blocks a kick, punches Rama, then spins down, elbowing his inner knee. LCL. Gone. Then he knees his face. Dang. It's so brutal, but Mad Dog loves kneeing the face. Like an elbow to the face. The bone is so hard right there. Your whole face goes numb and starts buzzing if something like this happens. Mad Dog spins back to kick Andy. A lot of spinning going on. Circular windmill, redirection of momentum. This fundamental movement in Silat is Galek. It's why these movements are so fluid. It's the camera work too. You can watch Lancelotti for understanding of that. It's also timing of the attacks coming in, but it's mainly Silat. It's why Silat demonstrations exist, because it's so fluid, it's like a dance. I said in my very first video, this Jason Bourne scene is like dancing. Almost everything in this scene flows perfectly. It's almost like dancing. But that is nothing compared to the movement in this movie. This circular movement makes things seamless, redirects energy, generates more power, etc. Anyway, Andy totally eats Mad Dog's kick so he can throw him down, but Mad Dog rolls up to block this kick, sees an opportunity of a lone leg, and spins around to take the leg out. Andy steps over it though, which Mad Dog did earlier. He blocks another kick and keeps spinning. That's 2 360s. He lands 2 kicks on Andy, and the scene takes a break for a second. That's how good this fight scene is. We didn't even get to see the whole thing in one scene. So, the scene picks back up at Rama kicking Mad Dog. Mad Dog does a 270-degree dodge under Rama's arm to parry Rama's arm. Then Rama parries his. Then he parries Rama's elbow. Then Rama blocks a punch and elbows his ribs. Rama grabs behind his head, going for this move he did earlier in the movie. But Mad Dog stops himself from falling by pushing off of Rama's back. That's smart. And he's able to gain more strength to try to pull Rama off of his center of gravity, where he steps his leg over and throws Rama down. I'm gonna be honest though, in real life, Rama would have had that one. They're both similar size, and in this equation, physics is more at play than strength. And Mad Dog's foot is over, and he's leaned back, so he's definitely off of his center of gravity. Rama has the upper hand, and in this situation, he definitely should have taken Mad Dog down. Andy then gives Mad Dog the Rama staple, and Mad Dog comes back with a high kick and a flying knee to the face. I said the side of the knee is the Mad Dog staple, but really kneeing the face is Mad Dog's staple because he does it so dang much. Rama takes him down where he elbows and dodges Andy's kick. See, Rama's holding his face because elbows are insanely painful. Boom, that's a left elbow right there. Mad Dog blocks a kick and a knee and actually takes that knee's momentum to help him stand up. Mad Dog punches Andy in the solar plexus. This happens a lot in this movie. Blows to the solar plexus mainly takes the wind out of you, but it can also make you dizzy, nauseous, etc. Because it's a big cluster of nerves, it's super painful. A hit there can also overstimulate the vagus nerve, just like I said briefly earlier about liver shots. Mad Dog goes to kick Andy's knee. Andy actually bends his knee forward to save his MCL, and he recovers to kick Mad Dog's shin back even though he falls while he does it. Mad Dog's getting kicked over and over where he just blocks them with his forearms. He dodges under Rama's kick and doesn't go for a knee. He goes for this. Did you see it? Flicking his foot up and kicking Rama in the head. Insanely creative, though it doesn't seem as powerful. Here's the reason this movie's so good. Every single viewer that watched this happen has zero idea that that just happened.
Did you see what I just did?
Yeah, I did.
No.
Nice. Thanks, Will Smith. Things are moving so fast that this is only visible when you slow it down. This movie and these actors decided deep attention to detail wasn't just important, it was necessary. So Mad Dog has Andy and Rama on either side, and he has to take care of them both. So he spins to block Andy and kick at him, miss, but continues to kick at Rama, who halts his momentum with a toe kick to the torso. You'll notice in this movie, there's a million parts of your foot to use to kick with. The heel, the toe, the laces, bottom of the foot, it's all over. Then, Andy kicks with the bottom of his heel in Mad Dog's back. These two hits are momentum stoppers, but Mad Dog spins down as his recovery, blocks Andy's punch and elbows his ribs and spins the back of his fist into his face. This back fist he did earlier in the movie, and it's similar to what he just did with his foot. Rama high kicks, then kicks the back of his heel into Mad Dog's chest, which literally propels him into Andy. This fight is a game of Pong, where Mad Dog's literally the ball. He blocks Andy's punch and elbows him in the ribs again, a duplicate of what he just did. Doing the same move on the body twice, especially in the liver, can be like breaking their shield in a video game.
That's a good thing with a liver kick. Once you hit it, you can kick anywhere in the body and it will take the guy out.
If the first shot doesn't take them out, the second one for sure will.
For sure.
Mad Dog ping-pongs from shin to shin, then look at this movement. All the spinning, the dodges, the blocks, to ultimately kick Rama in the face. Andy kicks Mad Dog, and Mad Dog's windmilling as he waits for Andy to keep going. Couple hits here and there, and Mad Dog knees Andy in the torso 1, 2, 3 times. Andy then blocks the knee with his hand, but really the brunt of the force for stopping it is his leg. Here's a perfect moment with Andy only having one leg on the ground and Mad Dog is over him. Mad Dog could drop his weight and throw Andy back, or at least perform some kind of takedown, but Andy actually runs Mad Dog back and knees him twice. Mad Dog elbows him back and throws him off. Then, Mad Dog mid-brawl with Rama kicks at his foot, which Rama steps over. Then Mad Dog keeps his foot in the air, creating a circular movement with his leg to then go up and crescent over Rama and subtly go shin to the back of the knee. First of all, Rama staple. Second of all, it still blows my mind the abilities that these guys have. Look at what his leg does here. It comes down, circles, up, crescents. Let me just draw it. He goes under Rama's leg, circles to go up and over Rama's head to then crash down on his tibial nerve. An 8. What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. What it means is that these actors have, like I've said a million times before, insane strength. He did all this without putting his foot on the ground, and it looks like he did it easily. They clearly have prioritized movement throughout their entire lives. I got a comment on the last video that Americans are stiff, and Indonesians are flexible anyway, so these moves are more realistic for those who are capable. To this I say, straight up, this strength and flexibility is amazing, and these guys are on another level. If it's cool to watch, imagine how cool it is to do. Mad Dog front kicks through Rama's face. Ouch. Mad Dog gets tibial nerved, and he grabs the sides of Mad Dog's face, and Mad Dog spins into him. Block, push to the side, and he does almost a mini Puder Kapala. At least he tries to turn his head. They continue brawling. Mad Dog blocks a knee with his hands, then checks a kick with his leg. Andy goes for a kick, and Mad Dog grabs the leg. Here's a classic. Andy clearly hasn't learned his lesson. Don't kick at Mad Dog higher than the waistline. Rama blocks Mad Dog at the forearm, where Mad Dog punches Rama's throat. At least that's what it looks like. Throat chops I've talked about before. They're effective. A punch to the throat is harder to do, but 100% causes way more damage. Regardless, throat chops stop people, and it's pretty clear that the hits in this movie aren't registered after 5 seconds, because for how long these fights go on, moves should cause more damage, people should be dead quicker, and those who don't die should be leaving with every inch of skin being black and purple and a diagnosis of CTE. Mad Dog knees into Rama, which Rama stops with his forearms and his palms facing him. He's done this before, and he does it when the hits are too close to his body and he can't do a proper block. Mad Dog creatively kicks at the side of Rama's knee to knock him down. Then, Mad Dog goes to kick downward with his heel when, oh my gosh. Remember when I was talking about CTE? Mad Dog should be concussed and have a broken nose after that. Then, Mad Dog gets dragged back in this very vulnerable position and is able to swing his leg around at an attempted kick. He's still able to attack even though this position is very compromising. Then, Mad Dog goes for another kick, but at the same time, Andy's pulling his leg up. All that momentum to swing him up in the air and bang, hit the ground. He's able to get up and block a few elbows before grabbing the arm and twisting it over himself while he spins. What an opportunity. I love joint locks. In this fast moving action, getting a good grip on a limb to twist it the wrong way is hard, but what Mad Dog could have done there is twist the arm around and then hyperextend his elbow on his own shoulder. Or he could have twisted the other way and locked his arm up. There's a million things he could have done. Getting a solid grip on the arm for a joint lock is like Tony Stark in a cave with a box of scraps. He can do anything. You just have to take their joints and bend them the wrong way. Next, check out the spinning again in this scene. He spins through his arm to kick him, then spins down to sweep his leg. It's literally dancing, I've been saying this. Mad Dog goes to kick down at Andy, but Rama just tanks it instead and picks him up. Then, Andy kicks him to make this power of friendship ultimate hit on Mad Dog. Okay, now watch this. Rama kicks at Mad Dog, which he catches, spinning counterclockwise to grab behind Rama. Rama is totally compromised in this position with one leg on the ground and Mad Dog holding him like this. Mad Dog spins him down onto the ground where Rama grabs his leg and keeps rolling. He tries to put Mad Dog in a more vulnerable position by twisting him on his stomach, but Mad Dog continues to spin to kick Rama. It's literally a feint and a feint and a feint. In this sequence, the upper hand transfers back and forth from Rama to Mad Dog continuously. Then, Andy comes up behind to choke Mad Dog out. If you've seen the first 2 raid videos, you may know what I'm about to say. I'll let Boss Rootin' take it from here.
And I do this, see? Whoa.
Boss flings his legs down so he can step to the side, pick up his attacker, and drop him on the concrete. Now let's check out what Mad Dog does. Well, that's an option as well. If you time it right and have the strength of, well, Mad Dog, maybe you can do something as cool as that. But the theory is still there. In a rear naked choke, you can use momentum to buy yourself time to inflict damage or get out of it. Then it turns into all-out exchanging blows. Rama kicks Mad Dog's face and stomach. Mad Dog gets 3 punches off, and he catches Rama's leg and punches the leg. Very effective. Going for the limbs is underrated in action movies, but in real life, a good strike to a good spot on the limbs can make them go numb or temporarily paralyzed. Then Rama catches Mad Dog's leg and kicks him down, where Andy kicks Mad Dog. See the contact Andy gets on Mad Dog's torso? Here's something I haven't mentioned in this entire 3-part series of the first Raid movie. Almost every hit in this movie actually makes contact, because the entire cast is trained in martial arts. They all have confidence in each other to land a bunch of hits on each other without causing serious injuries. That's also why these scenes look so real, because to an extent, they're literally just throwing hands with the camera rolling. But Mad Dog catches Andy's kick and kicks up at Rama, holding his foot at his neck to take him down. Mad Dog hits the back of Andy's knee to spin him down on his stomach, then roll over his body and elbow the back of his head. Insane creativity for Mad Dog to be on the ground, getting attacked, and turning it into him taking both of them down like this. And again, the abductor strength to take Rama's entire body down. Unreal. Also an elbow to the back of Andy's head, which he then bonks his head on the ground. At the very least, Andy's gotta be concussed and seeing stars. Rama kicks Mad Dog, chirping him over Andy, who then starts choking him out while Rama grabs his legs. He's compromised now, surely. Mad Dog brings his arm up to elbow Andy. This does 2 things. 1, he makes space under his arm to relieve his throat from being choked. And 2, it delivers a blow to Andy. Mad Dog uses his other arm to keep Andy's head down while he wraps his arm around his head. This traps his head so it moves rigidly with his body when Mad Dog pulls him over his body. Another elbow and he gets up to go in on Rama. Mad Dog rolls over, and something about this roll stands out to me. It's fluid, but at the same time it's rigid. Mad Dog just looks like he can take 0 damage. Mad Dog knees Rama in the torso 3 times. He loves to do that. You know, in real life, 1 knee to the torso to the average person is good enough to end it. Like I said in the last video, it's literally a knee. Leg strength combined with that hard bone, that's hard to handle. Rama grabs his leg, swings him, and literally throws him down on the ground. Do you see what I mean about him being fluid but at the same time rigid? Like he fell from a tall height, but it doesn't look like he took any damage. Probably because Mad Dog, or really his actor, knows how to fall correctly and how to spread out the impact of stunts like these. Rama tries to pick Mad Dog up, and Mad Dog's acting tired or in pain for just a second before whipping around his elbow into Rama's knee, then more punching before putting Rama's face into the concrete wall. Not half a second later, Andy slams into Mad Dog. This fight just keeps going. I'm getting gassed watching it. Mad Dog's essentially cornered, Andy throwing down on top of him and Rama behind him. Andy gets elbowed and Rama immediately comes in with a torrential kick. He slams Mad Dog's head into the wall, valid payback. Mad Dog gets rolled over Andy and they start trading blows until Rama takes 3 to the face and falls back. Andy grabs Mad Dog's arm and twists it over. Joint lock attempt maybe? Mad Dog opens up Andy's right arm for a direct clear vision for a knuckle sandwich double time. But Andy actually uses that punch momentum to spin into a high kick, but Mad Dog goes down picking Andy up under his legs and throwing him on this box thing. Andy never learns not to high kick Mad Dog. So many sequences in this fight scene is not only a feint and a feint and a feint, but also it's, oh, Andy's got him. Oh wait, no. Mad Dog's got him now. Wait, okay, Mad Dog won that one. Rama kicks laces to Mad Dog's sniffer. Like, this movie has realistic fighting, but the injury stamina is off the charts. Rama Rama winds up a huge kick at Mad Dog's leg, which he steps over. Just like earlier, then Rama takes a solar plexus strike, and Mad Dog grabs his arm and tosses him over his shoulder, hitting the light above. Holy man from nowhere. In this grip around the arm, it's the same one they're all using. Every time it's over the shoulder. Mad Dog breathes for a second, looks at Rama, parallels. Clearly, Mad Dog soaks in the moment before he kills someone. Then, Mad Dog starts choking Rama. Andy grabs a piece of the light and stabs Mad Dog in the neck, where Mad Dog elbows Andy and yanks him forward while kicking his leg out from under him. First off, cool move. Second off, this is where I genuinely throw the word realistic out the window. But this is the best part, because now it's not just throwing hands, it's literal animal brutality. Mad Dog slamming Andy's face on the concrete over and over. Mad Dog wraps his arm around Rama's kick, punches the leg, then goes ham on him. Rama kicks him to trip over Andy and takes Andy's head, bashing it on the ground again. Mad Dog dodges Rama's punch and Rama spins into a back fist. Mad Dog elbows him and wraps his arm over his face. Leverage point. Rama's subdued and he has no strength in this position. Andy stops this elbow where Mad Dog turns to knee him and he's actually now held between the two of them. Mad Dog shakes off Andy and knees Rama, where Rama blocks like this again, so he's essentially curling his torso to make it as small as possible so he can cover it with his forearms, and then he covers his face with his hands. It's a good way to stop something as big and powerful as a knee. Mad Dog's punch gets blocked and Rama hyperextends his elbow, seemingly. Same thing on the next arm. 6 hyper fast punches. I mean, look at that. Then he grabs his neck, fingers gripping the trachea. This is very painful, and it also compresses the carotid arteries, stopping oxygen from flowing to the brain, essentially giving the same effect as choking someone out. Then, a Puder Kapala and a knee to the back. Andy spin sweeps his legs out and kicks into his stomach. Then Rama takes the light that's been in his neck this whole time and drags it across his throat, killing Mad Dog. Good flippin' scene. Rama and Andy mosey on out of there, and Rama pats Andy on the back like, "We done good, pal." Yeah, so this is just an amazing scene. There's so many things that amaze me with it, but the best part specifically is just the creativity in certain moves or sequences. Man, it's just really cool to watch. But that concludes the 3-part series I have for the first Raid movie. Now for the second Raid movie, take a guess how many parts that will be. I'm gonna work on the Raid 2, but it'll take me a minute. So in the meantime, I'll also make videos on other movies or on fight scenes from TV shows. Anyway, let me know what you want to see next in the meantime. I love reading everyone's comments. So yeah, amazing movie. Absolutely terrific fight scene. New video soon. Peace.